I'm going to say this with my whole chest as a 40-year-old woman. When I was in high school, the boys were taking us to movies and to a dinner for dates in high school. In high school, you got a picture show and Applebee's.
I know that things have changed because there's dating apps, there's social media, so people think that they have this plethora of options that they probably don't have. So I think that that adds to the lack of effort that they're putting in. But you have to have your set of standards and kind of the way that you date that makes you comfortable. But the bottom line is, since high school, like high school boys, when I was in high school, over 20 years ago, well, about 20 years ago, every guy that wanted to talk to me, date me, whatever, even waste my time, a guy that wanted to waste my time still was like, can I take you out to eat? And then they would take me out to eat and then later on waste my time. So that has always just been a rule that I saw like on TV, like, oh, they're going on dates. This is what we're supposed to do. And that works for me. Even after high school, like there's never been a time where I was dating a guy or that I considered dating a guy that he did not suggest taking me out to dinner. Which is why, like I said, I don't do coffee dates. I don't do walks in the park because I'm used to a certain thing that works for me. Because when I go on a date with a guy, that means that I actually like him. That means that I've talked to him long enough to vet him, to know that, okay, even if we go out and it doesn't work, I know that I'm gonna have a good conversation with this person because we've talked on the phone or we work together, so I know them. But it's never been a, hey, we just swiped, let's match, let's meet today. I don't do that. I watch too much true crime. I just don't do that. But to Angela's point, this was high school standards that we had. So why in your 30s and up, even in your 20s, why are you accepting less than taking you out? You're accepting those free walks in the park. If that works for you, that's fine. But if you don't want that, don't accept that. And in case you wanted to know, I meet a guy, whether it's out and about or we work together. Typically, I know him somehow, like through a friend, we work together, whatever. We talk on the phone or we text for weeks. At least I will give you a minimum of 2 weeks that we need to have a conversation before I actually go out with you. I don't like getting dressed up. I don't like to get dressed and all of this stuff if I don't think I'm gonna have a good time with someone, friends, whoever. So for me to pry myself off of the couch, the comfort of my own home, and binge watching my favorite shows, that means that I really like you. And before you start, oh, you're just a go, the restaurants, I have set a list of restaurants that I typically ask them to take me on the first date, and it's very economically friendly. So if they can't afford Cheesecake Factory, BJ's, something like that, then I'm not the one for them. But I think the most important thing that you need to understand is just figure out what works for you. Some people are like, yeah, I want to meet up right away so that we can feel the vibe. That's cool. I don't knock you, do you. Just let me know your location. But for me, oh, no. We're talking on the phone. I'm going to gauge your conversation level because surprisingly, a lot of times, a lot of dudes don't make it past that conversation stage because it's one-sided. That's generally what ends up happening is we're having a conversation and I'm asking them questions and they're not asking them back. Or we're talking forever and ever and he's like, what you doing, what you doing? If he's asking you, what are you doing so many times and never sets a date, he's not single. Move on.